Beginning tonight in Nanaimo, where the Solicitor General met with restaurant and bar owners today to talk about relaxing the rules around drinking and driving. Rich Coleman says the Liberal government is reevaluating the tough laws and is considering making changes down the road. The pub and restaurant owners say they are losing business, and they're losing it now. A News Mid-Island Bureau Chief Jonathan Bartlett has the story. He joins us live in our Nanaimo newsroom with more. Jonathan.
Hudson, about 70 pub and restaurant owners from Victoria to Campbell River were here today to make sure the minister knew just how much was at stake. The meeting at the Nanaimo Football and Rugby Club was not open to the media. Inside, about 70 people, mostly bar and restaurant owners from the Mid and North Island, are here to meet with Minister Rich Coleman to hear and ask questions about the new drinking and driving rules and how it's affecting their business.
Out of all the problems that the industry's had in the years, this is by far the worst, and we will see a great deal of unemployment through this.
The new and tougher drinking and driving laws that came into effect in September had an unintended hit on the pub and restaurant industry. A blood alcohol level of between 0.05 and 0.08 could get you a $200 fine and a 3-day roadside prohibition. Many people are now choosing to stay home rather than take the risk.
From our point of view, the industry is suffering extremely badly. There's a lot of people's jobs at stake.
The minister says today's meeting with the liquor industry was routine, albeit larger than usual. He says the government is reevaluating the new legislation.
We're seeing whether we've gone too far in some pieces, whether there's a possibility that we need to have a piece in the middle where people get a chance to actually defend themselves before they actually serve their suspensions and that sort of thing. And that's what we said we're doing. That's what we're going to do.
Some may feel the government has it backwards. Legislation, then consultation, rather than the other way around.
It's always good to talk about the issues with people before they go ahead, but unfortunately, the last couple of times they decided not to do that, and obviously repercussions.
Coleman says law enforcement needs to use more discretion when it comes to handing penalties out to drivers over the 0.05 threshold, and that initially more vehicles were being towed than necessary.
We've seen that drop off dramatically since we've reminded law enforcement about discretion.
Most people seem encouraged that the minister is working to possibly change the legislation.
We asked them if we could take more of a park in the gambling and get VLTs, and that's not going to happen. So that's not encouraging, but at least they're going to work on it for us, and he thinks he can have it changed within 6 months.
Whether that will be too late for some businesses is too early to tell. Mr. Coleman says the 0.05 blood alcohol level has always been the threshold for a possible 24-hour suspension. It's the penalty that's new and is scaring many customers away from restaurants and bars. He says somewhere along the line there can be a balance between public safety and business concerns, and he insists they will find that balance. Hudson?
All right, Jonathan Bartlett reporting. Jonathan, thanks.
You're welcome.